tonight at the Garden. It's the New York Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have not won a game on the road since mid-December. Welcome back to the Geico Studio Suite and Knicks basketball here on MSG. The jury is still out as to whether Jonathan Bender has a permanent home with the New York Knicks. He's had flashes, but nothing that feels permanent. But he does bring a very interesting story with him to Madison Square Garden. And for more on that, we go downstairs to Tina Cervasio.
And now, continuing with what you just said, Jonathan Bender has found himself in and out of the Knicks rotation over the last couple of weeks since he signed with the team. But considering the knee problems that he had 5 years ago and the time that he spent away from the game, it's really a remarkable story that he is back in the NBA. But as Jonathan told me, there was a time where he wanted nothing to do with basketball, as he explains in part 1 of my story on Jonathan Bender's journey back to the NBA.
Bender on the drive, gets inside, lefty layup is good. How about that for a start? Gets in the paint, drives, Chandler goes for the paint, blocked by Bender. Bender, that's a three from Jonathan Bender.
Hard to believe, 3 years ago, Jonathan Bender not only wasn't playing basketball, but he wouldn't even touch the basketball itself.
I didn't touch a ball and watch a ball for a whole year. That was my agreement with myself. I don't touch it, I don't look at it. I don't watch it on TV for a whole year.
On February 4th, 2005, Bender walked away from the NBA due to chronic knee problems, starting just 27 games in 7 seasons with the Pacers. But to retire at 25, it was more than the knees. It was physical and mental kind of stress. I'm an athlete, so I'm so used to getting up and just running and just jumping. And when you have discomfort doing that all of a sudden, and you try to deal with it, and it gets worse. You know, you worry about what people are saying and, you know, what the team is saying and what are these people thinking. Even before Bender was drafted, his knees were an issue. I
grew about 5 inches in one summer, and I had terrible pain in my knees through that process, and it was just growing pains. But my thing was I played and trained through my growth spurt.
Bender decided he could not play anymore and followed doctors' advice to just shut it down and say goodbye.
My father figure and mentor, Billy Ray Hobley, was a 22-year Globetrotter, and he was a warrior, and that was my guy, and he died a couple years before I actually stopped, and that's who I usually consulted with on these type of things. And, you know, I just, you know, thought to myself, kind of dug in deep and was like, look, there are other challenges. This is a big challenge, you know. I knew at that point when I stopped that I was going to try again someday.
On February 5th, 2006, Bender began his comeback.
One day after that year passed, I kind of started touching the ball again. So I started just walking in there, start, you know, hearing the sounds, you know, listening to the sneakers hit the court. You know, watching guys play, watching movement, started watching games a little bit.
After 3 years of slowly integrating the game of basketball back into his life and rehabbing his debilitated knees on his own, Bender turned 28 years old early 2009 and decided if he was to ever return to the NBA, the time was now. That's when the 1996 Olympic gold medalist in the high jump, Charles Austin, came into the picture.
Charles actually called me. Yeah, he called me out of the blue, and he was telling me, you know, he sent me his book, and he was just telling me about, you know, his story, and he had read about me in the paper, what I was doing down in Louisiana, and the doctors told him he'll never come back. And when he blew his knee, and he rehabbed himself back, and he has the big warrior story.
For 5 days a week, 3 to 5 hours per day, sometimes twice a day, Bender went to work.
First of all, he had to teach me how to run again. So that was awkward because a lot of people, they run on their toes. You know, you're taught to do everything on your toes. Well, with runners, it's different because they do everything heel-toe. They touch, make sure they over-exaggerate heel-toe. So I had to learn how to run heel-toe first. A lot of it was more Olympic style track training type of stuff. A lot of stuff I hadn't seen before. A lot of stuff I was doing, I was looking at and like, man, why are we doing this? It was different body movements that would structure the glute, that would strengthen the glutes. It was different, you know, just the way he approaches the training is different because you never do the same thing every day. I actually put out on raw skills that, you know, I was attempting to come back this year. And I started getting calls. So people were calling Charles, started calling my agent, and Donnie called, and Donnie was like, you make sure you get up here first.
But before Knicks training camp, Bender got cold feet.
I got nervous and shut it down again. I got sweaty palms about the whole situation. I said, I'm not ready yet. I actually stopped training for a month and a half. I just sat down and I said, I got to get my mind together. And then Charles would be talking to me every day like, I'm with you, whatever you do, I'm with you, you know. About a month ago, I was like, man, what the heck? Let's go ahead and just knock it out.
On December 11th, 2009, Bender boarded the Knicks' private plane following their game in New Orleans. And within 24 hours, the comeback was complete. But the hard work continues.
I just try to encourage him, first of all, that this is a process. You know, he's a perfectionist, and I can see a lot of things, what he's going through in his mind about just trying to figure out physically where I'm going to be after being out so long.
He's coming back after 4 years, and your timing and your strength and probably has waned a little bit, so my advice to him was to play an old man's game.
And here he comes. First game since November of 2005. He gets a nice ovation from the fans.
My expectation was to get here, to get back, period. To be able to get back and play in a game, you know. And once I did that and I got out there and, you know, I started feeling comfortable, I was like, okay, I actually did this.
And there is one challenge Jonathan tells me that he has every day at practice. It's his new teammates calling him the old man. Meanwhile, he only turns 29 years old this coming Saturday. Now, in part 2 of my feature on Jonathan Bender's comeback, we learn what he did when he was not training during his years away from the NBA, as he became the CEO of JB Enterprises, a company that he founded, restoring both homes and schools that were ravaged by Hurricane Katrina in the Louisiana and, of course, New Orleans area. So I'll have that on Thursday.
Okay, Tina, we'll see you a little bit later.